Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a pressing issue raised by Senator Josh Hawley, the fight to reinstate safety protocols around the abortion pill, Mifepristone. This is about women's health, state sovereignty, and the legal battle brewing with the Biden administration. Let's break this down together.
Thank you, Senator. Congratulations to the nominees. Thank you for being here. Mr. Woodward, let me start with you. You and I had a nice chat the other day. I appreciated the visit. When we were talking about the civil division, you referenced some tightening up that you believe needed to happen, and you brought up in that context the Mifepristone case. So I just want to drill down on this for a second. 2 weeks ago or so, the Department of Justice entered and filed a motion in the Mifepristone case in the Northern District of Texas. This is a Missouri case where the state of Missouri and some others are seeking to put back in place the safety protocols for the abortion drug that existed before Joe Biden removed them. The Department of Justice attorneys from the civil division filed a motion in that case seeking to have the case dismissed. Is it your understanding that that was a mistake? What's your view of this? I mean, you raised this case to me.
Senator, thank you for the question. As you can appreciate, it is long-standing policy of the Department of Justice not to comment on pending cases. Those briefs do speak for themselves. The reason I've raised that case with you is because we were having I thought, very helpful discussion about the fact that litigation should be holistic, and that as the Department of Justice continues to litigate on behalf of the president, there's an obligation, a duty even, for us to communicate with those with whom we're litigating against. We should be personal in our litigation. We should speak to those with whom we are litigating, and we should try to come to an agreement. We don't always have to resolve our disputes.
A couple of weeks ago, the DOJ tried to dismiss a Missouri case fighting to restore safety standards removed under the Biden administration. Before, doctors had to be involved and screenings were required. Now none of that is mandatory. A major study found over 1 in 10 women had serious complications, 22 times higher than FDA admits. Why is the DOJ defending this deregulation? Missouri and other states are right to fight back.
As you, I hope, know, before President Biden, Mifepristone, the abortion drug, had long had a series of safety protocols attached to it ever since it was first offered in the United States over 20 years ago, including requirements that a physician be the one to dispense the drug, that a physician screen for ectopic pregnancies, that a physician be present to provide emergency care if necessary. President Biden removed all of these, and now the drug is available. You don't have to be a physician to prescribe it. It can be sent through the mail. Telehealth providers from foreign countries are now providing this drug. And it doesn't matter as a consequence what any state or voters in any state decide, the voters of my state, for example, any limits on the drug imposed by voters of a state, consistent with the Dobbs decision, is automatically overridden by what Joe Biden's FDA decided to do. So this is a matter of extreme importance, and I just point out 70% of abortions now in the United States occur because of this drug, which can now be administered totally unsupervised. Let me just ask you, are you familiar with the Ethics and Public Policy Center's recent survey of Mifepristone prescriptions? 865,000 Mifepristone prescriptions over a 5-year period. Have you seen that study?
The Biden administration is overriding voters by making this pill available by mail and telehealth, even from abroad. This is about federalism. State and voter rights are being trampled by unelected federal bureaucrats and the president. I asked the nominee, if Missouri refiles, will DOJ defend Biden's abortion rules? Their answer? Dodgy at best.
Mr. Woodward.
Senator, I apologize, I have not seen that.
Well, let me just bring you up to speed. What the study shows is that over 10% of women who are prescribed this drug, again, without physician help or aid, over 10% of these women experience a serious adverse health event. That means an infection, hemorrhaging, a life-threatening event, sepsis, that leads them to go to an emergency room. That is 22 times higher than what the FDA label currently admits is the risk of a serious adverse health event. This is the largest study of Mifepristone done, I think, ever. 865,000 separate prescriptions were studied. So my point is this: the safety needs are extremely real. They are pressing. The rights of the states to protect their citizenry, I think, is extremely well-founded and well-developed, by the way. I mean, they are seeking the right relief in the right courts. And I just hope that the Department of Justice will do as you were saying a moment ago. I hope the Department of Justice will work with these states and will also vindicate the rights of voters to decide these issues and the rights of states to protect their citizens. I just can't imagine why the department would want to defend the abortion regulations of Joe Biden, who was the most rabidly pro-abortion president in American history. Very different than our current president, who has been the most pro-life president in American history.
Senator, I appreciate the question. As in the wake of Dobbs, I agree. The law is quite clear, and I'm going to sound like a broken record, but the President of the United States has said time and again he will follow the orders that come down from the Supreme Court.
The arrest of pro-life advocate Mark Houck should concern every freedom-loving American. He peacefully demonstrated outside abortion centers, exercising his First Amendment rights. Yet the Biden DOJ sent a SWAT team to his house in front of his children. Charged under the FACE Act, he was acquitted. This was religious persecution, not justice. If you believe in truth and justice, join us and spread the word.
Let me ask you here about one other religious liberty issue. Are you familiar with Mark Houck? Does that name ring a bell? Do you know about this case, Mr. Woodward?
I'm sorry, Senator, I'm not familiar.
Well, that's all right. I think we've got a picture of Mark. Mark Houck is a pro-life demonstrator, peaceful demonstrator, a Pennsylvania man. Here he is with his family, his kids. They're at Mass there. He's a faithful Catholic. Mark Houck took one of his boys, pictured here, to an abortion center to go and walk on the streets, pray, and offer any counsel to any women who might voluntarily want to receive it, pray with them, etc. For this, he was arrested by the United States Department of Justice. They sent a SWAT team to his home in the early hours of the morning in rural Pennsylvania. They detained his children. They used the full SWAT regalia, including semi-automatic weapons, rifles, and so forth, to take him into custody. He was taken into custody. He was charged like a criminal under the FACE Act. He was acquitted by the jury, which is truly remarkable. I want to emphasize the state of Pennsylvania had the opportunity to charge Houck. They didn't do it because they didn't think, liberals in Pennsylvania didn't charge him because they knew there wasn't a case. The Biden DOJ charged him anyway, treated him like a terrorist, and a jury acquitted him, thank the Lord. Now, Mr. Houck is suing the Department of Justice for what they did under the Biden administration. So far, DOJ is opposing his suit. Doesn't this seem like something to you that should be settled? I mean, shouldn't this man have his name cleared? I want to emphasize the jury acquitted him, but shouldn't this man have his name cleared and have DOJ admit that what the Biden administration did to him was just dead wrong?
Senator, in my practice over the last 4 years, I saw firsthand how the Biden administration weaponized the Department of Justice, and there is no place for weaponization at the Department of Justice. I can assure you that we will look at every single case, to ensure that there is no weaponization at the Department of Justice. I look forward, if confirmed, to working with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, to Attorney General Pam Bondi. We will find those cases and we will resolve them.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I think Mr. Houck deserves to have his name cleared. I think he deserves more than an apology for what Joe Biden did to him. He deserves recompense, he deserves restitution, and he deserves to get what you have gotten for your clients, which is an acknowledgement that what the government did to them is wrong. What the government did to him is wrong. It was a flat-out religious persecution, nothing but that. Joe Biden trying to send a signal to every religious believer and every pro-life believer in this country: don't you dare exercise your beliefs in public, or we might come with a SWAT team and haul you off to prison. It is a disgusting abuse of the First Amendment. Thank goodness a jury acquitted him. Now he deserves to be made whole, and I hope that you'll be part of that.
Title IX is about protecting women's sports. Biological men competing isn't fair. It's wrong. President Trump's executive order makes it clear: protect our girls. One judge shouldn't decide for the whole nation. Congress must fix this, now. We're seeing a radical agenda and weaponized federal power with no respect for state rights or safety. But we're not backing down. From defending peaceful Americans like Mark Houck to protecting justice, we must keep fighting. Like, comment, and subscribe. Together, we stand for life, liberty, and the rule of law. Subscribe for updates on pro-life issues, constitutional rights, and legal battles. Turn on notifications so you never miss a deep dive. Share this video. Help shine a light on what the media won't cover.